Hey, yo, you still out there? Trying to see if Ayo, because I'm gonna put Ayo in first. You don't look like he coming back on. Ayo, you in the comment section?
I'm saying.
Oh, there you go.
I guess try put them in through your page,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm trying. Like, I need him to. Let me see. Send requests. Okay.
Hello.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Ooh, I just ran in here.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
you doing today, brother? You had a good day today?
Marvelous.
Marvin. Okay, we kind of really behind the time. So the question was, Ayo, like Dave Chappelle started his special off. He started off with a joke, a black joke. And I asked T, he didn't ever finish. T, what was you saying? Did you finish your comment?
I was just saying, like, I feel like it's accepted by us because he's black, but it's accepted by everyone else because we're black, if that makes sense. We
Oh,
seem to be the butt of all the jokes and everything like that.
yeah, yeah. I do believe that. Ayo, the question was, Dave Chappelle's special, they started off with a joke about black people. One of the first jokes he said about him getting Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and he's like, basically that's the most niggerish stuff he ever done. And everybody laughed like it was just so funny. And I say, is it acceptable to just make jokes about black, or is it just acceptable because he's black?
It's probably acceptable because he's black. Because if a white man would have said that, we'd have been trying to cancel this. We'd have been trying to cancel his ass.
Well, it all depends what white dude would have said that. Because I, I feel like blacks are not as sensitive as other people. I feel like we kind of can see humor in certain stuff. Like I'm sure it would have been but I would have laughed. Like
I wouldn't have.
you wouldn't. T, would you have laughed had it been a white person?
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Depends on the white person. I don't think I would laugh. Because, I actually had a friend of mine, and I gave them permission to call me a nigga. She didn't want to call me a nigga at all, right? So then, but I just wanted to see if she was brave enough to do it. She wouldn't do it. She said she don't even sing in songs and none of that, right? So we get on the basketball court, and I scored on her. And she walked up to me and was like, nigga. Like that or whatever, right? Now, let me tell you, the feeling of rage that overcame me, I forgot that I gave her permission to say it one time, and I just kirked out on her. So I don't know. I don't think I laugh. I don't like how it feels.
I don't know. Me personally, like I said, I have only had that I could recall one issue where I felt like I was being treated with racism, like that somebody's been racist to me, and that was a white woman when I was out at the what's the running back? What was the one of our old players? He got a restaurant out there for the Redskins. I forgot his name.
Clinton
Huh?
Portis?
No, his name begins with a T. TH. Huh?
LeVar Irvin?
No, it was an older player. It was an older player. I think he was the quarterback. Anyway, he have a restaurant out Virginia. And it wasn't at the restaurant that I felt the racism. I was literally standing out front, and a white woman was like, shoot. And at first I'm thinking she's waving something off. I'm on the phone and she's like, shoot. And I turn around and I look at her like, and she's like, shoot. I came out, look, let me tell you that. I said, she was like, I came out here to get away from you people. And I don't curse, but she was every type of bee, eat a dick, I just went in. And it was about three, four white people standing not too far from her. And, you know, she ended up telling the white guys, like, yeah, I came out here to get, do you know why to get the whistle? So I'm still going. And I'm going, and the look in their eyes, I don't know if they was confused or really on their side, but I started getting angry, like, man, y'all too, like, what? Like, you know, my anger went to everybody. But when it comes to comedy, to me, because I have a weird sense of humor, I can laugh off jokes. I can laugh off jokes that I feel like are black people jokes, like stuff that a black person do. I don't care who says it. I don't really get easily offended at comedy because of how I feel about comedy. But you know, to each his own. You know, I watched the comedy, and I remember I watched the show, and I remember years ago, Richard Pryor. You know, he had a stand up some time ago, and I believe it was his wife at the time, and she actually used the word, like called. I don't know who she called the nigga, or she was like, "These niggas fun." Something she said, and he got highly upset, but he didn't lash out at her, and he actually told her, you know, don't ever use that word again, you know, this, that, and the third. And he said he's going to stop using it in the stand-up. Did either one of y'all start off, did you have a problem with him using the nigga word so much with all those white people in his audience?
Nah, I didn't. I didn't feel no type of, because we turned it into a word of endearment. So when I hear a black person say that, it don't bother me at all when I hear another black person say that. You know what I'm saying? It's normal. It's bad to say, but it's like normal to me now. Well, for a while. So yeah. It wouldn't bother me now.
Do it bothers you, Ayo, that he used, you know, he called these nigga this, nigga that, all enough in that, and there's a bunch of white people in attendance. We see that.
As long as they don't say it back.
I think maybe because I know it's a comedy special and who he is, or whoever is up there doing comedy, I won't get offended by them keep saying it. But like, let's say if me, you, and Ayo, we out in public and there's a bunch of white people around, and you like, nigga, da 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 da. I do feel kind of awkward sometimes. I'm like, oh, bro, don't keep saying it, because I feel like it make them feel like they can say it, or like we acting like you know.
Yeah, and that's why I had a problem with it. You see how you said it was like a sign of endearment. I remember years ago I was up in Germantown. I was at Taco Bell's. I was on my route, and I went into the bathroom. And after I came out the bathroom, it was about 4 or 5 teenage boys. Couldn't have been no more than about 12 to maybe 14 years old at the most. White, I think a couple of them sounded a little Spanish white boy. I'm looking at the menu, and I can hear their conversation. And one of the teenage boys is calling the other boy a nigga. But it wasn't in the sense of calling him a nigga. They were all, I still remember this conversation vividly. One of the boys was scared to talk to a girl. And he was like, nigga, you was scared to talk to her. Like, man, that was some straight up bull. He was like, nah, nigga, you lying, nah, nigga. And they going back and forth, and I turned around and looked at them. They paid me no mind, and they kept on going with their conversation. And I was like, this don't involve me, so I left it alone. But again, like you said, he got a comedy special and he's using it as a sign of endearment. Is it acceptable if they're using amongst themselves, talking to each other?
No, hey, not if I can hear it.
Ooh.
It was a bunch of little white kids. Was it been acceptable had they been talking to? Is it acceptable if they're using it to talk to each other?
No.
Nah.
See?
No.
Heck no. No.
No, Red. No.
Like I told somebody chill out in the subway station before. 2 little Spanish dudes just kept saying, I'm like, oh, bro, like, calmate, chill out. You know what I'm saying?
This girl
chill out.
So you even feel like Spanish people can't use the word?
Look, this girl
I don't like
asked me that, Red. This girl but he was Spanish. She asked me, was it could an Italian say it? And I said, if he said around me, that'd be his last time saying that. Promise you.
We just need to eliminate the use of the word, period.
But you just said it's a sign of endearment.
But I mean, I get offended by it too, so let's just eliminate it so I don't have to have this confusing battle within myself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, we all know that the baby, quote unquote, supposed to have been canceled based off of comments about AIDS and everything else. It was a joke that Dave Chappelle said about he caught corona. One of the things he made a joke about, you know, seeing Asian people, seeing black people beat up Asian people. And he said he thought about it as, you know, he's like, dang, he felt bad. But then he said he thought about it because he didn't have any symptoms of corona. He said he felt like that's what was going on in his body.
And I bust out laughing because I got it.
But he also made a joke and he referenced Magic Johnson. He said, I feel like I'm the Magic Johnson of corona. Nobody caught, let me ask you this. I know we're what's name, but do you feel like those shots about HIV and about Magic Johnson is a sensitive subject to continue to, like, you know, reference when it comes to certain things? Hey, yo.
Nah, everybody that forgot about AIDS, it's corona now. Everybody act like they done forgot or something. I feel like people probably even overlooked that part. But me, I was crying, laughing. Like my stomach was hurting so bad, I was laughing. I feel like people might have overlooked that, but no, I don't feel like people would have made a big deal. Nobody even talked about that. Like, I talked to other people about it. Nobody talked about that joke or nothing. That it could have been taken out of proportion.
T, how do you feel about the whole Asian joke and how he referenced Matt Jones? Because if y'all remember, that AIDS comment is what got one a part of what got Baby in quote unquote trouble.
Listen, that Asian joke was funny. All right, it was hilarious because I got it. I was busting out laughing. And the Magic Johnson thing, that joke is timeless. Everybody tells that joke. So why get offended now? You can go back and since he announced that he had the shit, people been making fun of that. So I mean, that shit just blew over everybody's head. Nobody cared about that.
I felt like, you know, the stuff that we allow and get upset about versus the stuff that we don't. Like, you know, again, we're talking about the closing special. You know, anybody that's in the comment, like the post, you know, subscribe to Homeboy's Conversation. If later on he goes down and he also, again, he makes a joke about aliens coming in from outer space. And he said he said the name of the movie will be Space Jews, when he basically said they came back to reclaim their land and stuff like that. Again, we all know how the Jewish community is very sensitive about when people say stuff about them in reference to, you know, them taking over lands or the stuff that they did or anything like that. Anything they call you, what they call you, anti-Semitic. You know what I'm saying? But even they didn't come out and have a problem with that. Do you feel like that also was an insensitive joke to say about, you know, another group of people that was at one time in concentration camps and things of that nature? T.
No. Listen, Rez, I'm going to be honest with y'all that's watching. I'm kind of insensitive to other cultures' plight, okay? Because I feel like we still dealing with our own little troubles, and, you know, nobody gives a shit. So I'm going to give all the shits about my own culture before I give any shits about anybody else's, okay? That's just how I feel. Y'all can cancel me and all that, whatever. But
we canceled after this.
Yeah, basically. It is. Hey, yo. How do you feel? Did you feel like, you know, even the Jewish joke is a little bit insensitive, but people just kind of overlooked it?
I feel like Dave Chappelle feel. I don't give a fuck. He definitely know. He said, it's going to be my last show. I said, it is. But you is not going to be able to say a word. They going to mute the shit out of you, boy. They going to do you like Louis Farrakhan.
You gotta if you gonna go that hard, you gotta not care.
Like, we gotta watch that though too. We gotta keep our eye on Chappelle, man. We gotta keep him safe because they tried to cancel him and they didn't cancel him. That's showing you how much power he got. You know they don't like when you too powerful. You know what I'm saying? They don't like that.
All right, come over to the south side, Dave. We got you.
They be gonna try to take my man out, talking about there was a car accident or something.
Okay, so later in the movie, again, the stuff that he actually talks about, the stuff that he pokes fun at, again, nobody had a problem that he made the joke about, what's that name? Clifford. You know what I'm saying? The big black guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all understand where that name came from. It's actually a cartoon. Clifford is called Clifford and the Big Red Dog.
No,
Now, if y'all,
the Big Red Dog.
huh?
Yeah.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah, Clifford the Big Red Dog. That was actually a cartoon. So that's where he gets that little Clifford note in the Big Black Negro. So, but he's talking about police brutality. Is again, especially during the height of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and countless other people who've been killed by cops. Again, do we feel like he's overlooking that type of like narrative? Like, is this being brutally honest, or this just being insensitive at some part, even when you're black, poking fun at blacks? Hey, yo.
Nah, I think he worded everything right the way he did it, the delivery, everything. I ain't get. If I get offended, I would have said it. I didn't. I really didn't, man. None of them. And I understood that joke all the way.
T, how do you feel?
I don't think he going too far or overlooking the subjects or anything that happened. I think he's making us look directly at it by telling these jokes, opening our eyes to it, you know, while still supplying some comic relief to it too. You know what I'm saying? But he opening your eyes, he actually making you say to yourself like, damn. That's like for people who get offended, like, damn, that's a messed up joke to say about that. But before that, you probably wasn't even thinking about that no more. But now you it's back in your head because he done told that joke. You feel me?
You back thinking about it. One of the other things he I wanted to touch on some of the questions that he asked. One of the questions that he asked when he talked about when he was about to get in the fight in the bar, and he said, they were trying to set him up, to say something disrespectful and get in the camera. And he said, he ran over the dude, and he was like, you beat mother alpha, right, and pointed right at the camera. And he said the guy stood up, this, big white guy. But he said he was gay. He said, evidently, he said, had his shirt turned up, tied up. And he said, eventually, he think we're about to fight. He said, but the guy called the cops. One of the questions he asked, but I wish he would have went a little further, when he said, do you think gay people can be racist, but do you also think they can be racist as well as can they be biased to straight people? Do you think gay people have a problem, that some gay people actually have a problem with straight people? Hey, yo.
I don't know. You gotta get somebody on here like that. I
think so.
I don't.
You don't think gay people can be racist or biased to straight people?
They got their rights before us, so they, I don't know.
Yeah, they can. Yes, they can. Yes, they can be racist. They are different races, right? White, black is different races of gay people, right? And some of them might not like this race or that race. Yeah, but I do think they I don't know what to call it, but some do have a thing against straight people. They might have got treated a certain way, you know what I'm saying, by straight people, and they feel prejudice towards straight people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't like. No, I'm not even gonna say that. I mean,
we don't need to be careful.
They act like they are their own race. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Y'all are not a race.
Yeah. I get that. But I do think you have some that, like you said, a lot of times, just because you're gay, that don't mean you wasn't born in a white supremacist family or family that felt like you were more, you're supposed to be better, especially more than blacks. Of course, we always get the bottom of the barrel, so us can't be black 100. Who's that? Wayne said, so black people can't be racist. Yeah, but I think that's another thing to where, you know, I feel like people overlook that you do have gay people who are not just racist, but that is biased to gay people. I mean, biased to straight people. Don't like them. And I'm never going to say whether it was justified for you not to like them, but they might not like you because of when they came out, people didn't treat them as well, or people didn't embrace them. You know what I'm saying? So they, at this point, they actually have some issues with blacks. I mean, with straight people. So, you know, I think people feels like that can't be true. Feel like because they consider themselves a minority group. But I believe when it comes to, I'm gonna be straight up. I believe every race is kind of prejudiced against us. That's just my opinion. I think it ain't a race out there that don't have some form of animosity against blacks. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of what they've been taught. But hey, I just feel like that. Hold up. Do you feel like T? Do you feel like the gay movement has moved way past blacks, and why do you feel that way?
Hell yeah, I do. Aren't we still trying to get a bill passed for us?
Yeah.
Like, people could treat us any kind of way. It's not really no consequences to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's say a police shoot me, but then a police shoot a gay guy. They gonna have a fit over this gay dude getting shot before they have a fit over me getting shot. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely surpassed us. They got laws, and they getting bathrooms, special bathrooms and stuff like that, or whatever. They get whatever they ask for, basically. And if they don't get it immediately, they on the way to get it. We still asking for the same 40 acres and a mule.
Yeah. Hey, yo, do you feel like the gay movement has surpassed African American movement, and why you feel that way?
Definitely. You see how many bills they got? Boy, if you piss them off, they got a bill for that. That's good for a 10-year lockup. Piss them off. They cancel you, take all your money. Boy, after this is probably the last episode of Homeboy. They gonna cancel us and take the money we got.
Disclaimer: I'm not homophobic. I don't have nothing against gay people or nothing like that.
None of us do.
You know what I'm saying?
Wayne, you could have got on if I'd have felt like you wanted to get on. If you'd hit me up, I'd sure would have let you on. Next time. Yeah, you know that, and that's the honest truth. It's just that, you know, I think my thing is I feel like they all want the same thing. And I think that's the only difference when it comes to the gay movement versus African American movement. Because I don't feel like the African Americans, I don't feel like us as a people all want the same thing. We're all not fighting for the same rights or same privileges, you know, because certain blacks or whatever are more privileged than others. So they have went to a different platform, so to speak. And some of the things that they're looking for are not even on the level that we're looking for. I remember Adrian Broner was talking about, like, you know, when they was talking about reparation, he was like, man, I'd be happy if they just cut some of my taxes. Like, so I feel like that's one of the main issues when it comes to African Americans, because we are all at different levels. When it comes to the gays, they want merge for all, you know what I'm saying? Same-sex marriages, they got it. They want a hate bill that people don't, you know, fight them because they got it. They want, you know, to write the what's that? What's the joint I'm looking for? They wanted to write the adopt kids and stuff like that. Like, they wanted these rights, but all of them wanted the same rights. And I think that's one of our biggest problems.
That's a good point.
Yeah. You said have your bottles ready. We taking shots. Well, Dave Chappelle also made jokes about Martin Luther King. No, or just the voice. Why you find it funny, T?
No, I'm laughing at what Wayne said.
Oh, did y'all find that including, like, Did y'all have any offense to anything? Did y'all? Let me ask y'all this. Did y'all have any offense to anything he said, even with the
No,
Martin Luther King joke?
No, when he was
no.
doing the Martin Luther King voice, I was like, hold on, you got to hold on that Martin Luther King button. Cause you could definitely get canceled for that one.
I
So,
ain't seen
hey
no
yo,
problem
Hold
with it.
on it.
huh?
No, but he ain't go too far with it. I was just, when I heard him doing something related to him, I was just like, keep it in the middle, nigga.
T, you
I ain't
you
have.
you felt nothing
I
about
listen. I ain't see nothing wrong with nothing he said in this special. So you ain't really
it?
gonna get too much negative feedback from me about what he say. You know what I'm
I
saying?
said,
It
you
was
know,
very
he said, you
enlightening.
know, the whites like him too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Brother Martin.
I wasn't offended by it. That part wasn't even that funny to me though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't
I
laughed too
felt
hard at
like
that part.
if anything was on the edge to me, it would have been that part. Because the way he was saying it, basically like, if we was gay, we'd be good. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's what kind of caught me off. Because that's basically what he said.
He
Like,
been saying that. He said that to the last one.
yeah. If we was gay, we'd be good. Like, I found that like,
Making
like
it
okay.
justice for all.
Yeah. Do y'all believe that white gays and black gays treat would have like the story you give about the dude where he's about to fight? Do y'all think the reaction would have been different had it been a black gay guy about to fight him? T.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't see your sexual preference when they pull up. They just see two black dudes about to fight. Which nigga I'm gonna shoot first? They don't.
Yeah.
They'll figure all that other shit out later. But then, if they don't shoot first and they see how the conversation going and they notice that this black dude right here is a gay black dude, they definitely gonna turn that on you. They not gonna mess with him. Trust me. They don't need the black card and the gay card to be played. You
Can't
know
play
what
those
I'm
two
saying?
cards. That's like 21 in black guy.
Yeah, it's all going straight to you.
Hey yo, do you feel like it would have been different? How a white gay person would have treated you versus how a black gay person would have treated you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't think he would have called the feds. I think it would have been a rumble up in that thing.
I don't think he would have called the feds simply because I feel like, black people in general don't see the feds as their assistants. And it's not necessarily seeing them as their assistants as far as like I don't call them as a police shooting or something. Just like most and just like you said, I knew some tough gay guys who was like, oh nah, we could squabble. So I feel like even with that notion, I feel like they again were raised different. I feel like when it came to, I feel like when it came to whites and when it came to blacks, no matter the sexual preference, I feel like they was just raised different. So I think their reaction would have been different just based off that. Yeah, just based off that. It was a part in there where he said he ended up fighting when he said the gay woman tried to swing at her, and he tried to swing at him. He said, "I seen it from yesterday," and he said, "I stopped." Well, now let's be honest. The glasses got reds looking like a real video. Yeah, I gotta be a little more professional today. Um, so so we all none of us up here is condoning violence or violence on the female. I want to put that out there first. But do y'all feel like if a woman, especially a gay woman of that type of attitude, let's say what they call them, let's just say like stud or whatever, how they call it, and do you think if you was put in that situation, you would still see her as a woman and back off, or you're going to see her as a man and literally treat her as a man? Hey yo,
Well, Riz, they got a they got a bill that says that he's a man, so he got to see me. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'm gonna let him whoop me because he gonna probably try to TO. That's what always gave me the spirit to TO first. When I think somebody gonna TO too.
T, if you was put in that situation, you know, she's still a female and she's coming up ready to battle. Is you gonna treat her like a female or you gonna treat her like a man?
I'm gonna slap the uterus out that bitch. Listen,
That open palm is nice. That's a nice
I fight everybody. It doesn't matter.
I can't see. Let me say this. I can't see me actually taking her serious.
No,
Unless you know, if she was the swing, I don't take some dude serious. So it's like now, depending on how buff she looks, I might have to be conscious about, because the last thing y'all want to hear is, man, y'all know that chick that knocked Reds out in the club. We had to jump in that joint. Now, I definitely don't want a story like that. But I don't think I can take her serious of knowing it's a woman. Like, because I understood when he said, man, I lower, like, oh, okay. I lower my stance, like, let her know you got no harm coming to you, like, we good. But I think with me, I don't think I would have took her serious.
Reds, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you,
What if
Red.
she teed up and knocked you out?
I ain't gonna lie to you, Red. Females be having the dogs on them these days, man. I got to knock her out.
Yeah.
I might have dodged the punch, but she's still mad. And after the club, she run to the car, get the strap, get the hitting at me. Then what? It's another story. You heard about T getting shot at by the broad? Nah, that ain't about to happen. I'm a cheap knock that broad out in the club. It ain't even get to the car.
What you gonna do if you knock her out in the club? You know she going to get the dog down.
She ain't waking up if I knock her out in the club. They kicking me out. I got to go home. She ain't gonna see me. She ain't even gonna remember me because I'm gonna hit her so hard.
So I mean, you know, now it was a part in there where Dave Chappelle said the old white lady followed him all the way to the car, and I was listening to him, and one of the things he was saying how the lady judged them wrong based off of, you know, saying he's a women hater or whatever. Do you think? And a lot of times Dave Chappelle, he always talk about the craft, and you know that's their freedom style. Do you think they should have the freedom to joke how they want, yo? Like they're comedians. This is my job. This is what I do. Like, you know,
freedom of speech. Why you can't say what you want to?
Because it could be considered homophobic. It could be considered like
does he have the right to be that way?
He actually does.
Yeah,
he actually does.
I'm saying, like, why can't you do it if you have the right to be there? If he's transphobic, like you said, let him be there.
This is my thing though. This is not his first show. This not the first time y'all seen him, so you know what you buying a ticket for. You know what I'm saying? Why go see him if you're gonna be offended by everything he say, or any comedian for that matter? You paying for this. Yeah. You paid your money to see this, so you getting what you paid for. Don't get offended by it. Just don't go.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he get paid the way he do, because they know they don't want to hear it and they go listen anyway.
I forget.
Wayne like sent the broad out on the stretcher.
You say, yeah. I'm somebody who I think I got called Drake one time at a concert, but we went to a comedy show. We went to see D-Ray Davis. T actually got us seats in the front row. My knees was touching the stage. I looked at T say, bruh, you don't get comedy, no tickets in the front row. He told me you wanted VIP. I said, I didn't know my knees was going to be on the stage. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there. But I do understand that even comedians joke on you directly. Like, I remember me and Boo Boo was having a conversation. We said that one time at the barbershop, and he actually told me that his friend had, that you couldn't wear dress shoes, and his friend had some of his old grandfather shoes on just to get in the club. And he said, man, the comedian literally sat at his table and joned on his friend for 45 minutes with the shoes. Like, I noticed, and actually one of the first comedy shows I went to, the little Gerald actually went with us, actually. And I remember me, Gerald, I forgot who the other two people were, but we went to see Comedy Mo. We went to see Mo one night up Silver Spring. And the comedian, he tried to join on us. But he joned on, it was a table full of people right in front of us. But he got the joning on us also. He got to talk about us, got the bagging on us, and we started joning back. So we actually, the owner of the club ended up coming over there and telling us, could we chill out before he could finish his set? Because the people beside us got to laughing back at the joke. So of course they, you comedian just joined to me, so they're joining back. So it became a big standing thing. So I feel like, if you go to a comedy show, you already know what you possibly could be in for. You could become part of the goddamn joke. So, like you said, it could be insensitive, but at some point, you gotta sit there and accept it. Like you knew what you setting yourself up for. Now, I wish I had a woman on here to speak, and I hope I got some women in the comments. Do you feel like I remember them having the women's march back when Trump was president, but I think they just had another one just a couple of months ago. And he told a story about, he asked one of his female friends to go with him, and she was like, I hope them bees get tear gas. Do y'all feel like those women marches are for women? I mean, for all women, or is that just a white woman's march? I wish I had a woman to ask that question, but I honestly, in my opinion, I really feel like their agenda is not the black woman agenda. But I'm gonna ask the panel, T, how you feel about it?
Riz, I don't know, Riz. I ain't gonna lie. I don't be paying attention to them women marches and all that. I couldn't tell you what the hell they was marching for, Riz. I need Siobhan on up here because I don't even know how to answer that.
Hey yo, do you pay attention to those women marches that he talked about?
But Rez, when I go to the women march, I'm here to see the double D's. I'm not here to hear about their rights. I'm here to see the double D's out there. Like, look at that 34 double D right there. God damn.
Nigga, you got daughters. You should be paying attention to what they fighting for.
You definitely shouldn't. You definitely shouldn't.
You know about the issues they be
They can fight for their own rights.
Yeah. I keep up with that. Like you said, I got daughters. I gotta make sure that, the things or the rights of my daughter is not being trampled on. I know most of the issues is about equal pay, vacation time when they're pregnant, not being one of the issues I remember years ago they had a problem was if you found out that you were being underpaid at your job as a woman, that you could sue. But the Supreme Court came out and said that, after 6 months, you can't sue, but people don't find out until years later. So it's a lot of those laws that I actually pay attention to because, like you said, I got daughters, I got sisters, I got nieces, I got female cousins. So my mind is basically about all of them. I have to include all of that.
Now I'm laughing at Wayne talking some preach. He's talking about speak on it, man. It's the glasses, man.
One of the things I wanted to talk about this statement that he made consistent, and he always say this is people talking point. It's almost he keeps saying that they keep calling him transphobic or homophobic. Now, me personally, I'll tell y'all the story afterwards. What do y'all believe that means, and do y'all actually do y'all feel like that's actually a thing because you joke on homophobic, like gay people? Like, should that be a thing? Because I always felt like that word was used incorrectly. But hey, yo, since you smiling, I'm gonna start with you.
Nah, because I'm laughing because Dave Chappelle was like, he said that he went to Atlanta, he practiced some of his granny jokes. I'm like, if he not, he sure like cracking jokes on him. Maybe that's where his best jokes come from. He was talking about in this one and the one before how he go to different clubs and be practicing his granny jokes.
T, do you feel like that statement is used correctly?
Nah. I think they just throw it around. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, If you make a joke about a gay person, that don't mean you homophobic. To me, being homophobic is like if you can't stand to be around a gay person, or you just don't like nothing about a gay person at all. You know what I'm saying? Making a joke about them, that's not being homophobic. That's just like if you make a joke about a black person, I ain't gonna call you racist. You're not necessarily racist.
I am.
You're telling a joke. So I think it's being misused.
Yeah. I feel like the word is being misused because the phobia part is a fear. Like when people say that you're arachnophobia, it's for people who scared of spiders. You know, a fear. Like I got a fear of heights. I got a phobia of heights. Like I fear this. I remember one year I got kicked out of a lot of groups on Facebook. I'm gonna just tell y'all right now. And one of the groups I got kicked out, I don't know, but somebody posed a question in the group, and the question was, can any woman in here, would y'all date a man if y'all found out that he used to be gay? And I started reading the comments, and there was a couple of women like, yeah, no problem, if blah, blah, blah. So I ended up whistling. All I put was, wow, I'm surprised. That's all I put. One woman comment under there, what you surprised about? I said, I've never heard nobody actually say that they could, right? Another woman whistling like, oh, I can't believe she was on something, like F the hooker. But she was like, oh, I can't believe that you surprised about that. You are homophobic. And I said, I'm not scared of gay people. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, yes, you are. I say homophobic. I said, that means I'm scared. So the stupid, like, I want to curse her out.
You're getting mad right now. You're getting mad right now.
She ended up putting a definition in the chat. This is what homophobic mean, woo. And I said, I'm not scared of gay people. I said stuff that people say that racist people say when they be like, I got black friends. I'm like, I got friends that are gay. I don't really care. See, that is homophobic. That's a homophobic statement. I said, no, it ain't. I said, if I was scared of gay people, I wouldn't be around, huh?
She was trolling you, bro.
She trolling me, man. When I was so upset at this goofy. But the other woman was like, oh, my ex-husband was bi. But man, her was having a conversation on it. I said, I said I was surprised, but she was going in on my, and then this was the whole thing. One of my good friends is gay, and I can't believe somebody was saying that. And if, you know, down the line, you know, they kicked me out the group, but you know, it was normal. Like I get kicked out of a lot of groups, you know what I'm saying? I should have called Bernie. Yeah, no, you stupid. The thing about it, you know, is a term that they use, punching down on somebody. And he, you know, when I heard it, that was the first time I heard it on the special. And he was like, yeah, man, you know, could you stop punching down on us? And my thought when I heard it, punching down means, you know, somebody beneath you. You know what I'm saying? Like what's the name? Do y'all feel like black people treat gays like they're beneath them? T.
I mean, I can't speak for all black people. I don't treat nobody like they beneath me, unless they beneath me.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, but I don't treat people. I don't treat people like they beneath me though. You know what I'm saying? I respect everybody until I'm disrespected, and then I'm gonna punch at you, not down on you. I'm gonna punch at you. You know what I'm saying? Note that.
Hey yo, do you feel like blacks, or have you put like blacks treat gays like less than them? Blacks, I ain't talking about whites. Whites treat everybody like that, but I'm saying black.
Nah. They don't treat them less, man. Because you're gonna have a lot of family members that's like that. I treat them the same. We be cool.
Yeah.
You know, Red, I feel like our race is the last race for someone to say, do they feel like we treat others like they beneath us? You know what I'm saying? We so accepted of other races and stuff like that. Even when they do us wrong, we still accept them back. So I don't think we treat anybody like they beneath us, really. Let the world tell them we the bottom of the barrel, even though we know that's a lie.
Yeah.
But you feel me?
I do feel that way. I do feel like we don't, like you said, we most accepting group out of there. Like we don't care about your sexual preference. Like we don't have to agree with your sexual preference, but we don't really care about it. Now I will say this: it was a time when religious based, they had a problem with it, but
Yeah.
we know some of the most successful choir directors are like a gay. Like it's been known. Like, you know what I'm saying? Homosexuality been rampant in the church for years, but I feel like gays of any. I mean, I feel like blacks definitely is the most accepting group. I feel like when, if a black person get money and move into a white neighborhood or upscale neighborhood, they start looking at them different. They feel like they don't belong. If a white person become poor and move into projects, we feel like, hey, you right here with us. Like it ain't no
That's true.
you just like us. We ain't no better than you. We ain't gonna look at you different. Oh, that white person around here. It's like, hey, look, we understand. We understand. It was a part of the movie where Dave Chappelle talked about the author J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter book, and he paraphrased the statement that she made about gender being a fact. And he basically said, they canceled her for it, and Dave Chappelle basically, brung it up like, gender is a fact. Every person in the world had to pass through the legs of a woman, or at least had to be born by one. You know what I'm saying? I get what he was saying. At least had to be born by a woman. Is it that we are? Is it that we just that it seems like gays are looking for stuff to pick at this particular point? Hey yo.
Yeah, they try to come out with a new bill. You know, they try to get one for 21 and 22. Like we up on y'all. No, they is over. I mean, they gonna keep passing bills. They gonna have it. You gonna get the elect. They gonna bring the electric chair back, and that's what you gonna get for pissing them off, man.
T, do you feel like they are really just trying to find every reason to be offended?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who are these people that's like getting offended like this. You know what I'm saying? No funny. When we was younger, it was gay people in the neighborhood, and motherfuckers used to make fun of them, and they was ready to fight. They thorough. They like, yeah, you got me
Black
fucked up.
gays. Black gays.
Now they getting on Twitter canceling you, and don't buy this, don't do that, don't look at that podcast because they homophobic, which
Yeah.
we ain't. But
We
we
not.
talking about gay people and we not agreeing with certain stuff, so now we homophobic. That's how I
Yeah.
go, right?
Yeah. If you don't agree with it, you evidently must be homophobic. And that's where the problem comes in at. That's where the major problem is coming at. Smart, right? So one of the statements that the thing that you touched on, like you said, which you said that, they be ready to fight. I done seen plenty of gay people. They some of the baddest fighters that I done known. Like we didn't have a problem. Like I said, we accept them. We didn't care. It wasn't that big of a deal. But you brought up the situation where they get on Twitter and they start to tweet. Even though we on this podcast on Instagram, one of the statements he made, he said, man, they tweet about him, but he said he don't care because Twitter ain't real. Is people being too sensitive on social media these days, T? There's people taking this social media too far to the head, like it's your real life.
Yeah, on every level. On every level they are. I've witnessed people. I've been in like this, and this is why. Social media leaves a depiction of a lifestyle that a person might not even really be living, but since it's a picture or it's a little quick video, you assume that's their everyday life. I literally was in the club before, and it was just me, 2 other people, and like 4 girls. The whole club empty. But the broad, she making a video or a drink and like moving the camera like it's real lit. And I'm like, people probably think it's popping where we at. It's boring as shit in this joint. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all about your perception of things. When you see it, you gotta know that everything you see might not be real. And there's a lot of people who unfortunately are not where they want to be in life, and looking at social media, seeing all this, it could just like have a dire effect on them. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful with that social media stuff. For
Yeah,
real.
yeah. Hey yo, do you feel like people taking social media a little too serious?
Definitely, especially because I'm not gonna say how old I am, but I come I come from a time where you had to be the message that you sent. So whoever you say you had to be that person. And
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say this,
like,
Rez. Listen, I got like a compare and contrast type thing for you. We all play the game, right? And you know, we on GTA, and you might get in an argument, or you might hear somebody arguing with people, and they real life going in on each other, like, yeah, you a bitch in real life, I see you, and da da da, I'm gonna kill, I'm gonna smoke you, da da. And you gotta sit back sometimes and be like, I'm never gonna see this person. You know what I'm saying? This is not even real. Like I
Yeah.
feel like people should do that when it comes to social media. You know what I'm saying? Like this might not even be this person, especially if it's somebody you follow and you don't know personally, but you follow them because their page look like it's popping or whatever. You gotta think like this might not even be how they really living. You know what I'm saying? Or
Hmm.
their relationship might not be that good. You gotta think like that before you overwhelm yourself. You
Yeah.
feel me?
You know, I talked about it. Me and Siobhan had this conversation before, and I said, you know, people ain't who they supposed to be. Like, you know, people
I like
post
that.
that, like, but they ain't who they supposed to be. You know, I remember, and I ain't gonna never say people name, but I remember a person I knew. They were, they were dating, but they were married, and the person actually post like a 10-year, 15-year anniversary. But I knew, because I know you, the struggles and the problems, and you crying, and you in dire strait, and you heated. Like if you had a gun, you would have killed the dude. Like I know y'all problems. But when she posted it, I'm looking at it, and it's up there talking about 10 years. I could have never made it here without you. No, in my mind, I was like, you'd have been better off without. Like, you know what I'm
Petty.
saying? But it was like, man, people ain't who they supposed to be, and that be the problem. But again, I think one of our problems also is envious of what other people show on social media. Like, you want to know the thing that gets me a lot when people go out of town. And me, you know me, we go out of town. I like to post when I'm doing stuff. I don't post my food unless it's some exotic stuff that I've never seen, like if I was eating squid or something. But I like to post, hitting the jet skis or doing something fun. And when people see me, they be like, man, I like your trip because you look like you doing fun. One friend actually told me, he said, Rez, I'll be waiting for your trips. I live vicariously through you. Like, I be like, oh, that look like real fun. So I post stuff like that. But it's a lot of people that post so much, and then on their last day, they be like, oh, I can't wait to go back. I don't want to leave. And in my mind, I'm like, maybe if you spent more time on the trip than on social media, you would be happy to get home at this particular point. But because all you posted all day and went live every 5 minutes, yeah, you not ready to leave because now you realize it's like, dang, I ain't really enjoy my goddamn trip. Like, usually that's really the problem. But to each his own. He actually, one of the stories Dave Chappelle actually told. He told a story about this black guy actually getting his freedom and actually getting rich and end up buying slaves. Do y'all think blacks do that now in a different way, where they get money and just all of a sudden everybody's a broke mother, and they are the best of the best? I'm gonna start with you, hey yo. Since he's laughing. Do y'all think blacks still have that same mentality of that type of guy? Get that money and all of a sudden, F all y'all, I'm not like y'all.
listen, if they don't do it, they think it. They like, get your broke ass away from me, you ramble noodle eating mother. No, they might. No, I don't think so. No.
T, how do you feel?
Um,
You think blacks now get that same money, and now they went from the projects to the big house, and now hey, you're a nigga, and I'm
yeah,
not.
Jay-Z.
Huh?
Jay-Z.
Who?
Jay-Z. But nah,
You gonna get canceled, like.
nah, but to be honest, I don't know nobody who. I mean, I'm sure it's probably some black people who do that, but fortunately for me, God blessed me enough to know some good people who don't do that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really speak too much on that. Everybody I know that's successful, whatever, they still rocking and rolling with me, and rocking and rolling with everybody else that they rocking and rolling with. So, you know, everybody is successful in their own way. So I mean, cause I could have left a lot of you niggas behind, man. But but you know, I
Nobody
like
wants to
y'all.
see you over this.
It's like, I'm just joking.
But let me ask y'all something. You know, around the end of we all know the end of the movie. You know, one of the statements Dave said was, at the end he said, I need to ask, gay people, like, could you please stop, punching down at black people? Do y'all feel like, at some sense, that being though we all are minority, do y'all ever feel like gays actually ever come out? Because I can tell you right now, I don't remember. I don't remember gays being like, I stand with black people. Like, do y'all ever feel like blacks come to the aid of gays, but gays still feel like, they'll never come to the aids of like again, the George Floyd, the Breonna Taylor's. Like, I've never seen, and this is one reference, before I think that this is one reference people always try to use when you say that. The people who started Black Lives Matter gay, but they don't use that platform to stop police violence. So do y'all feel like, they never come to our aid, but they always want us to come to their aid? T.
I'm gonna say, not the flamboyant ones. You know what I'm saying? Not the ones you know for a fact is gay and outrageous with it. You know what I'm saying? It might, cause it's some white people who stand with us, and it's different races who stand with us, and we don't know their sexual preference. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell. So they might be standing with us, but them ones that them T's don't be standing with us.
Mm-mm.
I don't be seeing them T's talking about protect the black man and protect the black woman and all this and all that. I don't be saying that.
Hey, yo, did you feel the same? How did you feel about that? Because like I said, I've never witnessed them actually coming to black aid when we go through stuff.
Just imagine, Ray, if one of them came to our aid, and they became a voice for us, and they actually became and they actually became like a leader.
I don't necessarily, because I don't think we got no leader. Let me first.
They like the leader of the blacks.
Just like he became one of the, or whatever it is, one of the LGBT. He became one of the leaders for the blacks, and became strong. He started moving us in the right direction. You know what they're gonna do?
What?
Kill him, just like they did everybody else.
I do not agree with the content of.
Hey, I thought he was gonna say something real, like, he like kill him, like he did everybody else. Ain't no difference. This is equal opportunity assassinations over here.
Look, Martin Luther King didn't die when they shot him. They smothered his ass in the hospital. You tripping?
I heard. That's actually been heard.
They
like,
gonna make sure he did.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that past him.
I ain't finna keep talking about all that on here. They ain't about to
come Now hold up, we got Shannon in the comments, but I wanted to ask a woman this very last question. One of the statements he made, he talked about Caitlyn Jenner, and one of the statements he said was, he said he feel like women dislike trans because it's like white people putting on blackface. Like, ooh, they imitating us. Do women actually have a problem with trans based off that? Because as a man, I don't care if you become a man. Like, I don't care if a woman transition to a man. It's like, I don't care. Like, but do you feel like women have much more of a problem with it based off of certain activities? Like, I think up in Michigan, they got boys that's transitioning and he can race with them. And we all know that men are naturally stronger, naturally faster, can build muscle more, build muscle faster, and things of that nature. Do y'all have a problem with that? Shannon said, heck nah.
She's saying that now. But
do you have a problem
let a situation like that, like what you just described occur, it's gonna be like, but he a whole man and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Ladies free in the club before 12, right? You get there at 11:59, Shannon, and he get in before you, and now you gotta pay. But you gonna be like, but he ain't even a girl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now what?
Yeah, but I mean, in certain situations, I mean, when you're going into different situations, what you mean when you're going into different situations? All them situations need to be valid. Like, did you have a problem with that Caitlyn Jenner got voted the woman of the year the first year, and all he did was become a woman? Like, I mean, it would have felt some way. I think what he said was the truth. It's easier for him to change his sex than for Muhammad Ali to change his name. And I guess that was a real, messed up situation because, again, I remember when Obama and Hillary Clinton was running for office, and they had a picture of Obama, and they had a picture of Hillary Clinton, and the caption read, "Is the country more racist or more sexist?" Like, that was the caption over their picture. And of course, we can see that it's probably more sexist because she didn't even win when she went up against Trump. Like, it's just her. Nobody just likes her. Like, I don't know what it is, but I think it, like you said, it all comes down to the different situation. At the end, we about to close out. We only got two narratives to make at the end. One of the narratives is from a scale of 1 to 10. T, how funny was the movie?
This one was like a 9.5.
9.5?
It was more serious to me.
How funny was the movie?
Huh?
10. I'm gonna give it a 10 too because I cried laughing. I literally.
Man, my stomach was hurting.
I mean, I might have laughed at some jokes that people did not feel like should have been funny. One of the jokes that I know I died laughing was the end when he said, "Man, I'm gonna have that conversation with his daughter and be like, I knew your father, and he was a great one." Like, I felt that joke to be so hilarious. Huh?
You don't see the comment that Ash April said?
We should say, well, I have a friend that's fully transient and I can't get into this new lifestyle because I know who he was and they are very persistent and putting respect on their female. Yeah, some people, again, you ain't had to say her name because we don't want her to get canceled. Yet some people will not just accept it. We actually got somebody around the way that says actually that way. And I don't have a problem with it. Like, I don't have a problem that he want to be she, but it's none of my business. You want to know if I have any problem with homosexuality? The only problem I have is you want to force me to like what you chose. And I don't have to like what you chose. That's your choice. You want to force me to have a like about your sexual preference. I don't even care about your sexual preference. And that's always been, again, that's my issue. I don't care about your sexual preference. I don't care who you choose to sleep with. I don't really care. I don't really give a damn. Last but not least, on a scale of 1 to 10, hey yo, how good was the movie?
A 10.
The 10?
Mm-hmm.
T, how good was the man? Huh?
It was a 10.
It was a 10. So, I'm gonna give it a 10 also. I think it was a real good movie. I think it touched on some real good points. It was a comedy. It was the special. Matter of fact, he never said it was a comedy. So it was a special. He actually, put forth certain topics he wanted to put forth. He actually was funny. He was hilarious, and it was on point.
That's why I gave it a 9.5.
A 9.5?
It was more serious than, you know what I'm saying, anything.
Yeah. I didn't even touch on the subject of what he said about the baby. When he said it's easier for It's easy. It's you get accepted if you kill a nigga, but you hurt a gay person feelings, and it's time to like cut you. Now, one, I don't think those were the same things. Just to say, I don't think those things, because the baby shot somebody in defense of, I think somebody was doing something to his daughter or something like that. So I don't think they were the same thing. So, you know, I understood what he was saying. I just didn't feel like they was in the same content. But, you know, to each his own. Yeah. So thanks for watching. This was the end of Homeboy's conversation. Like the page, like the comments. We viewed the movie The Closer. Next week, we might go to another relationship movie, Soul Food, or even Poetic Justice, you know, something to like, you know, get women involved in the conversation about relationships. Relationships are always a touchy and funny topic for us to like get into. But if y'all like what we're doing, you know, if y'all want to make a suggestion, you know, put in the comments and let us know a movie that we should review. Man,
y'all guys don't never make no suggestions.
No, the girl, yeah.
Nobody.
Make some suggestions. April, everybody that's on that now. Like, yeah.
He like Rude and Wilder.
Rhyme and Reason. Like, but we'll talk to y'all next week. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.